And good evening and welcome to episode 16 of the Vegan Hour with Lyndon from the Animal Justice Party. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming along on Anzac Day. This is Anzac Day, so I'm not sure if anyone's actually still alive and kicking at this time of the night, but we'll just give you a chance to recognise that we're here and oh good, okay, some people
We'll watch it tomorrow.
yeah, most people will be watching it tomorrow. They might be nursing a bit of a sore head from Anzac Day activities, but no, the people are coming in thick and fast. I can see the number count going up there. So this is episode 16, as I said, Tuesday, April the 25th. What I want to do is as you guys are coming online, is mention the events coming up this weekend as per usual. And I also want to do a shout out. Let's just start out with all the numbers just dropped off then. Everyone just dropped off the radar.
No events.
No events. I want to mention on Saturday, there's a couple of mentions to Sugarshine Farm Sanctuary. They've got their volunteer day this Saturday. That's the 29th of April. And that starts at 10 a.m. They're at Lismore. I'm going to put a link up for them after the show. And so, yeah, you can contact them and help them out with the wonderful work they do down there. And also talking about Sugarshine, my friend Peace has set up a fundraising event or a fundraising campaign, I should call it, to actually help Sugarshine Farm Sanctuary as well. So I will put the link in the comments as we get up and rolling here, talking about which I must check the comments as we get up and running. Okay, so now Saturday and Sunday, also in Brisbane, Saturday and Sunday is the Vegan Day Out in Brisbane. That is, hang on a second, I'm just trying to work out which way up is here. And I'm having a terrible time doing it. Okay, there we go. There we go, we do exist. All right, and Jamie says hello, Jamie. Now, Saturday and Sunday, Vegan Day Out in Brisbane. It's hosted by the Cruelty Free Shop, and what it is you go to the Cruelty Free Shop.
Love
it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Fantastic, and 100% vegan place. It's just it's fantastic. So what it is Brisbane. I'll just read the blurb here. Brisbane cafes and businesses will be offering vegan themed specials. So you go to the Cruelty Free Shop, you get I guess like a voucher type of thing that allows you to go to these other places and get discounts. There'll be meal deals, there's discounted vegan groceries, etc. So they call it a Vegan Day Out map. So if you go there, you can get the map, and then you can get discounts from participating businesses. So there you go. And Kara's watching. Good evening, gorgeous. Thank you for watching. So, okay. Lyndon, I'm really, really happy to have you on because I want to find out all about the Animal Justice Party and your and your role. But also, we're going to expand on that as well because we're going to be talking about your involvement in other things as well, like the VVSQ, the Vegetarian Vegan Society of Queensland. We're also going to talk about your involvement with the UQ as the Society Treasurer.
Yes, a shout out to all those guys.
Yeah. We can do it when we get there. We can do a big shout out to them. But let's just start off with you're the Brisbane local coordinator for the AJP. We're going to call it the AJP. It's a lot easier. Does everyone in the AJP call it the AJP?
Yeah. Yes. And then sometimes you get the typo and it's the ALP, and you're like, no.
So what exactly is your role as a Brisbane local coordinator for the AJP?
Cool. Well, firstly, my role, I'm the first point of contact for people in Brisbane.
Okay.
Yeah, people wanting to find out more about the party and members wanting to get more involved as well.
Okay.
So my job is to keep sort of ear on the ground, keep the members active, and just let them know what we're doing as well.
Excellent. Okay, that's pretty involved by the sounds of it.
Yeah. So it's just
keeping you busy.
Yeah, it's keep all the time, but it's good. I love it. And it's just about, we're having an event, finding volunteers for that one to help out with the stall. We've been building up like a core team of volunteers around us that's making us much more effective. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, what I want to do is get into why we need the AJP, why it's important to have them. Why do we need a political angle, basically?
For animals?
For animals, yes.
Well, look, at the moment the AJP is the only party that's set up to represent the interests of animals in Parliament.
Right.
So at the moment, through Parliament, they can pass laws that affect animals every day, and they don't have to consider them because no one stands up for their interests. Yeah,
That's the current situation, isn't
that's
it?
the current
That's
situation.
the big divide between domestic pets, which if you're abusing a domestic pet, it's against the law.
Yep.
And animal agriculture, where they can get away with lots of things.
Look, across the board, the laws are inadequate.
Yes.
But people make more of a noise when it's about domestic animals.
Yes.
But we're talking about all animals. So we've got our wildlife, domestic animals, and farmed animals as well.
Yep.
Even feral animals were interested in their, intrinsic value, their individual personalities, and standing up for those. And no one is doing that at the moment. So we're there to represent their interests. And if we're not in Parliament to do that, we're definitely going to put pressure on parties politically to do that, to consider animals more so.
And this is when the AJP was formed. This was sort of almost. Would it be fair to say a new angle to sort of come in for the rights of animals at that angle to try and get it
Look, in Holland, there's the Dutch Party of the Animals, and they came out last year and spoke at the Voiceless seminar.
Okay.
And a real good quote from them was, before we existed, they had a member of another party come up to them and said, before you existed, we never had to talk about animals in Parliament, and now we have to do it every day.
Wow. Okay, so that's a very good example, isn't it?
Yeah.
That the effect they've had. That's it. Yes. Okay. They've made it's an awareness. It's there all the time.
So it's not about forming a government or taking control of the party. It's about putting the interest of animals into the debate.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, and Danielle says, and they should talk about it every day.
Yeah, that's their job.
Yes.
And they're not doing it, so we're going to do it for them.
Excellent. Okay, so so what is the AJP's been going for a few years now, hasn't it? How many years have it been now?
Look, we've contested a couple of federal elections.
Yes. Okay.
And it's growing each election, and WA just had their own state election, and they're growing again. So that's all very exciting.
Excellent. Okay. And what has actually been some of the successes or some of the things that have been achieved in that time?
Look, in Queensland, so from my experience, the main success is just having people realise that politics can make a difference for animals, and that their vote does actually impact the lives of animals.
Yeah.
And when they go to the ballot box, all of the candidates will affect the lives of animals somehow. And you can either have a candidate who will represent their interest and do what's right by them, or you can have someone who won't.
Yes, yes, and in fact, there is unfortunately a party that's completely against it, isn't there? There's what's it?
That's the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers.
Just the name of it makes makes my blood boil a bit. It's the Shooters, was it?
Shooters, Fishers and Farmers.
Wow. Yeah, they'll be representing the rights of animals, won't they?
Yeah, and like other successes we have is minor parties especially are really keen to get preferences. So when they approach the National Committee, they're really keen to adopt some of the policies.
Okay.
And that's good. So we have more people bringing up, the pro-animal, the pro-vegan sort of arguments.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Because you are sort of shining a light on it.
Yeah, that's it.
Just by your presence.
Yeah. So although we want to be in Parliament, we want to be bringing those issues, we want to be making those laws. We can still do a pretty good job without being there at the moment.
Yes, yeah, but obviously the ultimate aim is to actually see the laws change to reflect the rights of the animals.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And let's hope that that's something that can be achieved.
We're still pretty new, so over time as well, other parties are going to be looking at election results as the AJP grows.
Yes.
And they're going to be seeing the major parties know already they're losing votes left, right, and centre to smaller parties, and they're going to be looking, how can we get some of those back? And if they start adopting more pro-animal policies in the meantime, then that's a pretty good result from us. Yeah,
it is. It's forcing them to look at something that they would not normally look at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Colleen says, we talk about activism, but this is at the top level. Deep gratitude for you.
Oh, thanks, Colleen. Look, it's activism on all fronts. We need people at all levels doing stuff.
And actually, we're going to get into talking about that with your involvement with the band, the Greyhound racing as well.
Yeah.
But we'll just focus on the AJP for the time being. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So this is actually something that I wanted to know, so what is the difference between an animal charity and political parties? It's
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying.
It'd be an even better question if I knew what it meant. It looked good on paper, so I went with it.
Look, the charities, they do a good job representing the interests of animals in the community.
In the community, yes.
But,
yes.
And they do, put pressure on government and get the community mobilised. But at the end of the day, the buck stops with politicians.
Yes.
And the politicians are
This
voted in.
This
and
is
they're voted
where,
out.
yeah. This is where you need somebody in there, that can actually be working right at the coalface.
Yeah, and look, the minor parties can be incredibly powerful. So, I mean, I don't want to go into too much, but the shooters and fishers in New South Wales, look at the greyhound band there.
Yeah, so from what I understand, they have been, they were involved, or they've been instrumental in actually getting that.
So for a while, Mike Baird was everyone's hero, actually listening to the people and putting the public will into legislation.
Yep.
But then they came under pressure from minor parties with the by-election in that area.
Yeah.
And then the shooters and fishers were getting in, and then suddenly the tone changed.
And the next thing you know, Mike is not the hero anymore.
Yeah, and that's despite all of the fantastic work that greyhound rescuers are doing every day, despite all of the fantastic work that Animal Live and Four Corners and everyone else did.
So I think it would be fair to say that there are the vested interests involved in that party, the animal shooters and Freudian sort of thing. Anyway, that party. The vested interests there were very much not wanting to see the greyhound racing
and
stop.
Look, it's about holding people to account politically as well. So if they know that, and the election of Mark Pearson is a good example there, where people said, we don't want greyhound racing, and they didn't listen. And then suddenly Mark Pearson from this party that no one ever heard of before is elected, to the surprise of everyone. And I think giving people that option to express no, the exploitation of animals is not okay. And this is how we can most effectively communicate that and make people act for animals.
It's good. I personally, I think it's a great angle to come from, to actually work at changing the laws, so and in that way that changes the perception of the value of animals in that too.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, the vegan community is growing. That's excellent. People are becoming more compassionate. But the struggle we're up against is institutions based on animal exploitation. And they're,
well said.
And they're built upon laws and legislation and policies and subsidies and tax incentives. And that's what we need to change.
And until that's changed, they can legally get away with whatever they want, almost. I mean, I just want to mention Annalise's comment. She says, "Hi, Lyndon, your efforts are really appreciated and admirable. Keep going. I'm proud of you." That's an even better comment than you get from your mum.
I think she should be watching as well.
Why hasn't she commented? Come on, mum. I'm just going to segue a little bit into the ag-gag laws. Do you know much about what's involved there and how they managed to get away with? Can we talk at all about that? Expand on that?
Ag-gag's a tricky area, and there's legislation in other states where we're uncertain about where they're heading. In Queensland, not so much. I know it's something they're really active down south about.
Right. Okay. So in Queensland, they haven't pushed it too much. No.
Yeah. But I mean, it's always an ever-living threat. And for anyone that doesn't know, ag-gag is a law where it gags animal activists. So it makes it illegal to share footage or reports of animal cruelty in the industrial animal agriculture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a real bad example or a real good example of the law being used the wrong way.
Yeah, it's shooting the messenger.
Yes, it's definitely shooting the messenger. Nice comment there from Rick. I made it home in time to see some of the interview. Thanks for joining us, Rick. Appreciate it. And Rad says, politics nowadays is so much about popularity and money, followed by burdensome. I should have got you to say that word. It's burdensome. Burdens and red tape. Is AJP thinking about how we, and then Rad's
Would
got.
love the rest of that question.
Yeah, I would love the rest of that question because it just trails off.
Yeah,
Hopefully you weren't abducted by aliens in the middle of it.
But look, the first part of the comment's absolutely right. Politics nowadays is so much about popularity and money.
Yes.
And look, I encourage people to go to websites to see.
Trump.
You don't even have to look overseas, unfortunately. Yeah.
No, that's true.
But look on our website. There's a really core set of principles about respect for all life and appreciating the individual value of animals, and not judging them based on the value that we can get out of them or the natural environment.
Right. Excellent. That is actually. I should put the. I'm going to put the website up now.
Sure.
What is it? www.
That's it. And surprisingly, it's animaljusticeparty.org.
I never would have got that. I wonder if I can spell those 3 words. Party.org.
That's it. So good. Yep.
And we'll put that one up there. And yes, okay. So for those that are curious, definitely read the blurb on there, so that you can have a very clear idea of what the AJP stands for.
So there's like a policy manifesto, which is the bigger picture stuff, which is what I was discussing about treating animals and the environment with respect. And then there's actual individual policies that people can read through.
Excellent. Excellent. Which would be a lot to go into depth with tonight. So
let's not do that.
That's right.
I guess just really briefly with the policies, some of them are like the immediate things, what we're going to do, for example, ban greyhound racing.
Yes.
And some of them are more long-term, what we're going to do, for example, move to a more plant-based society and encourage that, which again, with government, you can do that through subsidies and legislation. Stuff that animal charities can't do, unfortunately.
Yes.
Amazing as they are.
And interesting you bring up subsidies because, as we know, the agricultural industry is heavily subsidised.
Yep.
And they, from what I've read, that's what keeps them going. That if you remove government subsidies, they actually wouldn't, a lot of them wouldn't survive.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
And look, if we can get into a position where we subsidise research into plant-based foods or crops that are more drought resistant in Australia, which would be excellent. And people pick up more of a plant-based diet. And so what we need is the political level, but we also need that social movement as well, which is happening, but it needs that support. If we can get that, help that out, then we can do
love it.
Amazing things.
I love it. That's good. Rads is still alive and has continued his comment.
Good.
Okay, so is the AJP thinking about how we accelerate AJP objectives and animal welfare initiatives?
Okay.
Good question. It'd be even better if I understood it.
I guess generally, how do we accelerate AJP objectives? Well, I guess that sort of fits into my role.
Okay.
What it is that I do, which is a mystery. No.
I was going to, damn it, you took one of my lines. I'll cross that off. I can't use that line there.
It's just about getting people involved. Look, a political party is only as strong as its members and as its volunteers. So
what are some of the things that you actually do then in your role as a coordinator to get people involved?
The biggest thing was actually just getting people to meet. So because in Queensland we're still quite new, we're still in the process of registering locally with the Electoral Commission, which is going to be a huge milestone for us. But it's getting people, it's organising basically. We have people who are really interested, and it's getting people together, meeting regularly, discussing animal issues and campaigns, for example, greyhound stuff.
Yes, we will get to it.
Yeah, we will get to it. I'm pretty keen. But it's also like really for a political party. I mean, election is the most important every 3 or 4 years. And if we have amazing animal advocates out on the ground discussing with the general public and educating the general public about how important it is to consider animals in their vote and how their vote will impact animals, that's how we're going to do it.
Yes, and in fact, I was very impressed with the passion of the people that were helping with the last election, helping the AJP. I met some very wonderful people that were just putting a lot of effort into helping.
Definitely,
So,
yeah. The people I come to know through the AJP, some of the most dedicated animal activists I know, and
Yes.
I think that's why we're getting a lot of negative flack online.
Yeah,
because we're seen as a threat.
Now, see, that's a good thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
That
is,
is a good thing. Yes, and Rick says it's only $20 a year to join and support the AJP. So that's a good point. Yes,
Good investment.
Good investment. Yes, and you can do that through the website, can't you?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
because I joined.
And
I
the
think
best
2
part
years
about
ago,
that
I
is
can't
if you
remember
live in Brisbane and you join, you get a friendly email from me. So,
Oh, wow!
yeah.
What more
Sweeten
could
the
you
deal.
want? I mean, he's not even a cardboard cutout. This is the real deal.
In the flesh.
Yeah, we were going to go with the cardboard cutout, but anyway, it was too hard to organise. Rad says, thanks, Lyndon. Great response to his question.
Oh, cool. Thanks for the question, man.
And people like you instill faith in humanity.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a very deep compliment.
Yeah, people like me take it away. Rick says, I have to fly the membership flag.
Yeah.
Yes, good on you, Rick.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Rick is our Queensland coordinator. He's doing a really good job.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So he's built a state committee around him, and we're organising people on the ground. And
Excellent.
we're really gearing up in Queensland. There's a bit of a hushed election approaching. we don't know when it's coming, but it's coming.
I love how it's hushed. The only people that don't know are the people that have to vote.
Yeah, well, I mean, on the record, when they talk about it, they're like, oh, it's coming, like, eventually, but it's coming.
Yeah. Now, let's just, before while we're still talking about the AJP,
Sure.
so some of these questions I had for you, we're sort of discussing a bit in any case, like achievements, such as meetings and letter writing.
Yeah.
We've sort of discussed achievements.
Yeah.
And getting people together for meetings and that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
The letter writing, we didn't.
Letter writing campaign, yeah.
Yes, not for greyhounds, but for AJP. No, did that exist?
The letter writing campaign, it's with the AJP for banning greyhounds.
For banning greyhounds, okay. We'll come. Yeah, it's the same thing. So we'll get to that.
Cool.
Confusion there on the ground. Now
we're on the live.
Yeah, that's the beauty, don't you? You know, most people when they're living are only live. So one other question I want to ask you there, and guys, if you've got any more questions, keep them coming.
Please do. Not anything too tricky.
and Hewitt says, going really well, Lyndon.
Thank you.
Says, let's bring the AJP to the Ipswich region.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so that's going to need you guys.
Yeah, and look,
there to help.
Yeah, exactly. We need people on the ground.
Yeah.
And
we're sitting on seats, but
everywhere. We need people everywhere. And look, animals are affected at all levels of government. They're affected by federal government, they're affected by state government, and they're affected by local government too.
Yes.
So even if it's just council shelters, picking up stray animals and putting them down, or dealing with pests and vermin, look,
good point.
We can have animal justice representatives in there representing animals
yes.
on the local
Okay.
level. It's at all levels.
Yes, I can. The more you talk about them, the more I understand the importance of it.
Yeah.
Of getting in there, getting into the parliament or into just local government or any level of government to get the rights.
Because one's not enough. So every level's doing something different, and it's a struggle on all fronts, unfortunately.
Yes,
but we need to
Well, the time has come. I mean, in 2017, what we're seeing, or what I'm seeing, and a lot of people are mirroring this, is the awareness of the rights of animals and veganism in general rapidly increasing. Through the general population. So now this is like the time is here now for it to be increasing in the political system, and so the legal rights are covered.
So you're right. There is this groundswell, but at the same time, from the top, you got money.
Yes, you've got but that money from the top that's allowing, say, animal agriculture to be subsidised.
Or any industry,
or any industry. That didn't happen overnight. I mean, that would have taken a long time in the history to have built up to that point. Breaking down the wall is going to take a while too. But at least someone's trying. At least there's a party there that's trying to do it. That's way better than nobody trying to doing
Yeah,
nothing. You know,
yeah, so
you have to find different ways to break the wall down too, don't you?
definitely.
You might come at it at a certain angle and find, no, it's too solid. We've got to go around this way. You know.
Yeah.
So there's different.
It's going to take time. There's going to be, backflips and reversals from government, but
Yes.
at the end of the
Yes.
day, we're not going to give up.
Talking about backflips, maybe that's actually a good thing to segue into the into into Greyhound. Yeah, into the Greyhound because if you want to talk about backflips, trying to ban Greyhound racing is extremely disappointing.
Yep.
Now there was, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was the Brisbane March against Greyhound.
Shut it down rally.
Yeah, the Shut It Down rally. Now you spoke there,
I did.
and you actually spoke about the backflips and that quite clearly that have happened there. So talk us through what your involvement has been with the ban, the Greyhound racing, and the guys. While we're talking about that, if you've got any questions relating to what we've been talking about previously, you can still bring them up. That's fine. But yes, so what's your involvement been with that there?
Yeah, well, I can only speak from the Queensland perspective and being the local representative, but I understand in New South Wales, look, Mark Pearson's been very involved, so he's the elected guy from AJP New South Wales. The really cool thing is, look, you've got parliamentary privilege, so you can say these things.
Right. Yes.
And then not be chased up for it.
Yes. Not you can't. Yeah, you can say it in Parliament and not be held accountable outside of it. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're held accountable politically, and people know you're fibbing. But
Yes.
But what we've been doing here in Queensland, because
Politician fibbing?
not on the AJP.
No. That's. I think that's a given.
What we've been doing in Queensland though, because we haven't really seen much from the state government this far,
Right.
And they've had the evidence brought before them.
Yeah, so they've had the opportunity to respond in a positive way.
Yeah, and they've had the commissions and the reports, and it's all publicly available.
So just to be clear on that, so the Queensland government's been made aware of. Let's just actually talk about what they've been made aware of, because you did bring some of this up during your speech. The actual statistics in that of what's happening with the greyhounds and that. Have you got some of that information?
I don't have the statistics on it, and I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty details, because
that's fine.
Look, at the end of the day, because people will dispute statistics, at the end of the day, a greyhound death is one too many.
Yes, exactly.
And they're not ours to exploit.
Exactly.
Especially not for the sake of a $10 bet. On a drunken afternoon.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. Yeah, on a drunken afternoon. That's exactly right. Yeah.
There's all sorts of issues on all levels there.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing, was the rally and supporting that. And also been doing a letter writing campaign, and part of that's educating members and volunteers and people who just love greyhounds about how to actually engage politically with their local members.
So that letter writing campaign, that was just the weekend just gone?
Yep.
Wasn't it? Yes. Yeah. And one of the things in doing that campaign was if you actually handwrite a letter, you get more.
Handwriting a letter is one of the best things you can do.
Yes.
Yep.
To your local representative. For that. Yes.
Petitions are good. Rallies are good. Look, there's no silver bullet.
Yeah.
We need everything. But a handwritten letter is something that you can do. And when your local representative receives that, they see, received from Harry, lives down the road, probably going to be voting at the next election, has sat down, has thought about it, is informed, and they know someone who sits down and hands writes a letter is probably someone in the community who talks about these issues.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. So that's something, while we're talking about that, that's something that can be done. People watching, they can still do that at any time.
Anyone can still do it. Yeah, it wasn't just the one week. Yes,
that's right.
It was just a workshop, really. So a lot of people
to encourage people to come together and do it.
Yeah, to make it a social thing, because it is intimidating the first time you do it. Because it's scary. You don't know what they're going to respond with, or
that's true.
If you're going to get into trouble or anything like that. So we just put out a really simple step-by-step guide for people writing to a politician for the first time. And people, I think, are afraid of sounding stupid.
Well, that brings us to a very good question that Ariana has asked. Tell us what to include in our letter.
Cool. Well, that's a really good question. because
if you can see that, we'll just bring this a little bit closer there. I mean, what that is I was going to say manifesto, but what it is, it's a guideline.
Yes.
It's guidelines to what to put in the letter.
Yep.
Now, for anyone that wants the guidelines,
they can contact us. We'll probably pop our emails on the comments later.
yes,
Yep.
yes,
Get in touch with your local coordinator.
yeah. Have you got an email address I can put in now, or we'll do it later?
We'll do it later.
We'll do it later.
Yeah.
So what we'll be doing, Ariana, is providing an email address. You'll be able to contact the AJP through there and get the details.
Yeah,
on
but I mean, just really quickly, like the steps we got for it, it's just like, figuring out who you're writing to. If you're contacting your local MP, if you're contacting your local council.
Yes.
I mean, don't forget, as I said, all different levels of government have different responsibilities. With greyhound racing and the Logan Track campaign in the past, which Animal Lib did a great job on.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's different levels of government. It has to go through all of them really to get approved.
It's a lot of red tape, isn't it?
It's a lot of red tape, but
Yeah.
sometimes that can work in our favour.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In specifically in that case, maybe we can't be specific, but how could that work in your favour?
Well, I guess theoretically, what you want to do is have one level of government being saying to the state government, or vice versa, we're getting a lot of pressure on this, and this is political suicide.
I thought that
Yeah.
might be what it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
and at the end of the
Okay.
day, we're going to bear the brunt of this, and
Yeah.
we don't want it. And
Yeah.
if you can put them against each other, just
Yes.
let them sort it out. That's the power
Oh,
of
brilliant.
getting
Brilliant.
involved. Yeah,
Oh, that's excellent.
because at the end of the day,
So-
they want to keep their jobs, they want to look competent,
Yes.
and they don't want to do anything that's going to cost them that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I did want to. So, how did you feel that rally that was done a few weeks ago? How did you feel that went?
I think I think that went well.
Yeah.
And I think, as I said in my speech, it's just a single sentence in the conversation that we need to keep having. It needs to get louder.
Yes. Yeah. So the pressure has to still be kept on.
Definitely.
Certainly, the state government.
State government. Yep.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, they're the ones that can ban greyhound racing in Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, if push comes to shove, as I said, it's multiple solutions.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't listen,
Yeah.
we'll vote someone in who does listen.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. So that's what you guys can do, because the power of the pen.
Yep.
You guys can be doing the letter writing.
Yep.
So we will include that email address later, and you'll be able to have guidelines there of what to write. Now, Rowan says, are there any other political parties that you're making headway with? Excuse me. That was a good question, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of getting onto like the animal rights agenda.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what the question would
Without
be.
getting into too much specifics, because
Yeah.
you don't want to speak on behalf of other
Yes,
parties.
so that's fine.
Yeah. Generally, as I said, my full micro parties are really keen because they really want the preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they really want us to tell our supporters, hey, this
Yeah.
small party, they're small,
Yeah.
but they're in favour of animal rights too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But some of the bigger parties here, again, don't want to get specifics, but they've promised increased subsidies to looking to research for plant-based
Okay.
foods.
Yes. Yeah. And I think considering the way that awareness is increasing and the change that we're seeing happen generally in the general population, not on a political level, but just in the general population with vegan awareness.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that that's going to start filtering through more on the political level.
Yeah.
I'd like to think with AJP and
Yeah.
possibly even other people just creating that awareness and putting the pressure on,
Yep.
trying to get representation in there. So
and there's lots of ways to put pressure on as well. So maybe the AJP is not everyone's cup of tea, or maybe people are politically aligned, entrenched in, some people just vote the same way for generations.
Yeah.
But look, if you're vegan or pro-animal and you have other political commitments, push the vegan conversation into that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Because
That's good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to need other parties to agree with us and adopt some of our policies. So we need people talking everywhere. It's not just the AJP voting once a year. It's all the time.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, I actually want to ask you, how is there challenges with the AJP or in any political party, like getting the number of members you need? Because you need a minimum number.
Yeah, you
don't
do.
you?
Yeah.
Which has probably been what the local getting in Queensland.
Yeah, that's my job. That's not one of my jobs.
Okay. So, can we talk about the minimum number you need, or
Yeah, of
specifics
course.
and that, and
Yeah.
what's involved in?
Totally.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the Queensland Electoral Commission will receive a list of members that we have registered, and
Right.
they're going to need 500.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
500 is the magical number.
Yeah.
We'll need a little bit more because they're
Yeah.
ruthless. So if you've misspelled your name, or you forgot your middle name, or you've moved address, they just cross that out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
what that does, it enables us to run on the state level and the local level. So that's opening up 2 branches of government, whereas in the past we've
Yeah.
only run on the federal level.
Federal level. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, so to go back to what we were saying earlier, for only $20 a year,
Yep. Yeah. You can join as a
you
financial member.
can, yep,
definitely.
you can join as a financial member, and then that's contributing towards getting that membership.
Yeah, so yeah, we get the 500, and then
Yeah.
we can like start putting people into elections, and
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
getting the conversation.
Excellent, excellent. So so the first half of the show we've been talking a lot about the AJP, and also was there anything more we wanted to talk about with the Greyhound racing? Other than
Not
you know,
specifically.
no?
I guess just when you're talking about like challenges with the AJP in Queensland as well, I know a lot of vegans are skeptical about political parties just generally. Yeah, especially the youth, just skeptical about politics.
Yes, yeah. And I mean, yeah, that's understandable because of the way that most politicians are perceived.
Yeah.
So it just becomes a whole blanket thing of like, we don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
We have no faith in the system, and yeah.
Yeah. So look, to counter that, I say look at the website, look at the manifesto. If you think it looks pretty good, get involved.
Yeah.
If there's like minor things that you don't like, get involved, change it.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. If you become apathetic.
Yep, then nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if there's something that you're not involved in because you just don't like it, well, do something about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so simple. Why didn't I think of it? So now you wear many hats.
I do. Too many hats.
None tonight, but you wear many hats. Now, so let's go sideways or segue into a slightly different area where you wear a hat, which is the BBSQ.
Yes.
Yes.
Where I wear the secretary hat.
Where you wear the secretary hat. So
Yes.
you're the secretary. That was you became secretary last year, I think, was it?
Just very early this year.
Very early
Yeah,
this
so
year.
quite
Okay.
into the role.
So that's the Vegetarian and Vegan Society of Queensland. They've been around quite a long time, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 30 to 40 years.
That long.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's
quite a while.
That's before the invention of electricity. That's impressive. So here's a good starting question. Why should somebody become involved in the BBSQ? What would be a good reason?
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, firstly, every quarter you get a fantastic magazine.
Yes,
Produced
which
by us.
apparently Harry has appeared in.
We've only had an article to bring up.
I can't believe I don't have a magazine here with me anyway.
No, and that's good. It's really about creating a community as well. So it's not just the politics, but look, the only way we're going to make a difference is if we organise it and make
I like what you say, creating community, and obviously if VBSQ's been around 30, 40 years ago, that's way ahead of its time in creating a community way back then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it would have been pioneering.
Yeah, and look, for people who are like curious about vegetarianism or want to transition to veganism, it's awesome. There's the resources.
What are some of the resources? They're on the website, I guess.
Yeah, there's resources on the website. There's books, pamphlets, but also just the experience of the members. So some have been vegan for a very long time.
Yes.
Who've encountered all of the problems, nowhere to eat.
That's the important one.
Which restaurants are the best?
That's right.
It's also just getting involved as well. So as I said, like the political stuff is up here and changing the institutions. The stuff that VBSQ can do is educating the public, and people can get involved that way and teaching people about veganism.
So what are how are some of the ways that they have been educating the public? What are some of the things?
Here's a really good plug. There's the Buddha's birthday festival coming up.
Okay. When's that? Do you know the date of that?
I believe it's this weekend. So there's several.
And I didn't mention it in the events. I didn't.
Don't quote me on the date. I think that's what it is. But there'll be a stall with VBSQ, and what a perfect atmosphere to be talking about kindness.
Yes, in a Buddhism
a receptive environment.
Receptive environment where only the Dalai Lama eats meat. I can't help it. But actually, one of the people I really admire is a Buddhist teacher who has been around a long time who was vegan.
Yeah.
And his name is unpronounceable.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have said it.
On purpose?
It's Thich Nhat Hanh. There, that was easy to say.
Right.
But he is a vegan Buddhist, and he
Yeah.
embodies in many of his quotes and that to be a Buddhist, you have to be vegan.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know, and so that is awesome. So that's this weekend.
I believe so.
Yes.
If someone could get the dates
Yes.
and share the
If
event
there
page,
was if there was somebody watching that could do that, and Colleen says that Thich Nhat Hanh is her favourite. So there you go. She even understood who I was talking about with my pronunciation of his unpronounceable name. So yeah, if somebody can share about that Buddhism event, then we'll have the location and the time and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
That'd be
yeah,
good.
Vegas keeps running a few different events at the stall, and people can just pop up and ask people questions at the stall as well, like, what is a vegan?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
When you're dealing with the public, that's a very common question.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's good that
Yeah.
if somebody's asking that, that's good. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thanks, Rowan.
Yeah, but you didn't pronounce it. At least I did. I had to Google how to pronounce his name, Thich Nhat Hanh. It's not easy.
So-
Check out how to Google it. See if I'm right. Yeah, but yes, if anyone's got a link to the Buddhism Festival. Okay, so the VBSQ. So yes, as secretary, your job is to just.
My job is to organize chaos.
I love it.
And look, Lee Chantel is amazing. And
Yes,
I
Lee
think-
Chantel is the president. She
She's
was
the
on
president.
probably a month ago or so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to be fair,
Yeah.
there was very little chaos left over for me to organize. So I dodged a huge bullet with that one.
Lee Chantel is an incredibly organised person.
Yes.
Yes.
Incredibly dedicated.
Dedicated, organised, vegan, and to have her as president is. Rick says he's just posted the link below. I can't actually see it.
Oh,
No, it hasn't appeared. Rick,
try again.
try again. I mean, your comment appeared, but we didn't see the link. Yes, so in your role as secretary, you just organise the remaining chaos.
Yes, I mean,
And there's none left to do because she's organised it all.
the chaos was just organising the correspondence with our members who, there's just so many, and some have been there for a very long time, and just keeping all the records up to date because it's such a institution with a long history, and some of the records we just needed to fix up.
I'm getting comments here, multiple comments saying that they can see the link. So, okay, that's
Maybe
good.
it's just
That's
us.
excellent. Maybe it's just us. Maybe we're not organised well enough. So that's stereo link. Okay, and there's two of them. I don't know why we're not seeing it. That's the marvels of modern technology, but
At least
anyway.
it's there for everyone else.
Yes, it's there for everyone else, so that's awesome. Okay.
And I'll just point out, so Roland, who's providing a lot of help there, is
Yes.
the president of the UQ Veg Society as well.
This is a good segue.
Yeah.
You like what I did there? Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, why not?
Yes. So what is the UQ Veg Society? What is it? UQ, University of Queensland, for those not local.
Yeah, interstate or
Yeah,
international.
Interstate or international, yeah.
It's I got into it in my second last year of uni. It's a really good network for people who maybe are at uni and they're just starting out being vegetarian or vegan,
Yes.
or they're just veg curious, as we call it.
Yes, yes. Or what I call them, pre-vegan.
Pre-vegan.
Pre-vegan, I call
Yes.
it, yeah.
Yes. And also people who come to uni, maybe they've moved to Brisbane or they're just transitioning, and they don't have many vegan friends, which is a huge hurdle,
Yeah.
and that's how we lose
Yes.
a lot of
Yes,
vegans.
because they don't have that support group, or they
No.
don't feel there's that support group
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
it, and they're challenged every day, or they don't know what they're doing, or they sort of get like the health implications, but not the moral implications, or vice versa. So it's a
Yeah.
really good casual sort of setting,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the philosophy is as many positive interactions with veganism as possible on campus.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And okay, so what are practical examples of that?
Well,
or
everyone loves baked goods and sausages.
Yep,
Yep.
some of us a little bit too much.
Guilty, but it's just like bringing lots of vegan food, like vegan food at everything, picnics, movie nights, social events,
Excellent.
And just letting that sort of networking happen naturally.
That's good.
Yeah.
So are there vegan-specific events that are held at the uni? Like
Held by the uni itself, or?
yeah, like because what you're talking about is existing events and people are bringing along vegan food or whatever to them.
Oh no, I'm talking about
there are vegan-specific events.
So the UQ Veg Society is a part of the student union, so
Yes.
it's affiliated club.
Yep.
And they're the ones creating this space.
Okay, so they do have dedicated vegan events.
Yeah, so
Yes,
they're
okay.
the ones. So the university isn't as as the university isn't doing any of this. It's just the volunteers and students.
Excellent.
Yeah, doing it all themselves.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is good. And what you say about having that connection with other vegans and just feeling that support, feeling like you're not the only vegan in the village is fantastic.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So it's actually I'm just going to do a shout out to my own group now, Vegan Life. It's actually
Wait, is this the point where I?
That's the point where you hold up the Vegan Life Cup. That's it. We didn't rehearse any of this. But Vegan Life, again, it gives people that opportunity, over 700 members, to come along twice a month and feel like you've got other people on the same wavelength. So you don't have to defend your position, you don't have to explain why it's important to be vegan, and Vegan Curious can come along and ask questions in that as well. And so there is definitely a big place for it, and I'm just really personally happy that these groups exist. Because for many decades in my long journey of being vegan, I wasn't aware of any of these groups. I mean, I know they were there, but I wasn't aware of them personally. So,
huge shout out to all the uni groups, because they're going through a huge turnover of students every year that they're helping.
Yes, that's true.
They're busy with uni and studies, and members are changing every couple of years. So it's incredible.
I should imagine it's hard to find the time to fit it in. I mean, it's for yourself and for the others that are helping out. So so you were the society treasurer. Yes. You stepped down from that. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, so I graduated. Reluctantly had to say goodbye, but
damn it.
Yeah, I know.
You had to go out in the real world.
I had to go out in the real world, and there's such a good loyalty card as well.
I was going to say the real world's a bit scary, but now. I wanted to ask you that you've actually, in your honours year, was it, you researched animal cruelty?
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Policies or
policing.
Policing, yes.
Yeah, in Queensland.
Yes. So can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, don't want to drown everyone in the
statistics. Let's not do that. Let's not put up graphs and that.
No. Although,
but animal cruelty policing.
Yeah.
So
look, basically, the too long did not read version of the thousands of words I would have put out on it is that it's the law. That underpins everything. Absolutely everything. And the law is based on our societal values, which we all know, and it's very anthropocentric. So putting the focus of human interest first, and not only first, but only. So all of our welfare laws, all of our policing of those welfare laws is based on human interest. So the animals are sort of an afterthought.
Yeah. And this is where it's approaching that fact from different angles. You've got the AJP approaching it from one angle. And then you've got the people becoming aware of it. And that awareness making people want to see the change happen in any case. And being able to try and do things better.
I really think like being vegan and wanting to see these changes, if you're in Queensland, look up the Animal Care and Protection Act. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's a pretty straightforward document.
Right.
And it sounds really good at first. And then there are the exemptions.
Yes.
And we need to know what it is we're up against. And the exemptions are any sort of reasonable use. And what's the reasonable use? Well, it's any sort of use in relation to money, really.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so reasonable use is any
industry. And on top of that, the industries have their own codes of ethics. So,
Uh-huh.
which they typically
Which
write
they-
themselves.
Yes, yes, I bet they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's not what you call vested interest.
No, so yeah, look it up in your own state, the local animal welfare laws,
Yeah.
and
And just see and just that's a little bit of a reality check, isn't it, to do
Yeah.
that? You
Yeah.
look up the animal laws and actually see
yeah,
what needs to be changed
yeah.
for
and
things to be fair across the board.
Look, there's a lot of legal groups and lobby groups as well who are changing things on that front as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, look up Voiceless, look up the Animal Law Institute, Animal Defender's Office. Lots of them, really good work.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. I just want to get back, a comment there from Rowan. Thank God for our good friends at QUT Veg for all their work on the loyalty card as well. What is this loyalty card that is spoken of so highly? Here we go. It's about Europe. Here is the first. You're getting to see this live.
This is what he's
A
talking
shameless plug.
about. So this year,
You're going to have to hold that really
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
I
I'll
think.
leave that to you.
Is that the front?
That's the front.
That's
so
the front. Okay.
3 of the
Just
Brisbane.
to, wow, I'm going to have to go close. I don't know how well you see that on Facebook, but and I'm holding that up so you can see it on YouTube later. But that says Uni Veg Card.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've got
2017.
QT and Griffith involved there. So if you
Okay.
go to those,
Those three
unis.
unis, yeah.
get one. Best $5 if you ever spend.
And what does it allow you to do?
Well, on the back there's a URL, just univeg.com.
Okay,
.au.
Yep, univeg.com.au.
And besides
You can
all
see
the amazing events on campus, there's
Yeah.
just dozens of discounts around
Okay.
Brisbane and surrounding areas.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's
makes
another
me
good.
want to be a student again.
That's a good way to get people interested in veganism as well.
Yeah.
By feeding them.
Now that's awesome. Now,
So yes, thanks to QT as well.
yeah, big shout out. Woohoo! Colleen says, can't wait for a change. Yes, and
Excellent.
Becky James, Becky James is tagging somebody else to watch. Yes, if they haven't already been watching. So that's
Just with that change one, there's a quote that really resonated with me about change. It was actually at a Van Life Export rally.
right.
And the quote was, we're the ones that we've been waiting for. And I think that's a really
That's
good
good.
motto.
Yeah, we're the ones with. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Take away
like
message.
that. Now, time is actually going really fast now because we have a lot to talk about. We've got 9 minutes left. So that's,
Have we been recording?
yeah, I'm checking. I'm seeing digits going. Yeah, digits going past on the screen there. So I think we're recording. Did we want to? Okay. So is this? I want to ask you a little bit about your personal vegan journey. I know nothing about it,
Yeah.
but before I do, is there anything that we haven't touched upon that you would like to share?
No,
Tonight.
I think we've covered it. Look,
Yeah.
just everyone get involved.
Yeah,
On any
everyone
level.
get on any level,
Yeah.
because as I like to, the terminology I like to use is that we can choose to be ambassadors of compassion,
That's good.
and that means that you can do it on a political level.
Yeah.
You can come in there and re-educate on that level. You can do it on a personal level. You can do it with your family, your friends, your neighbours, people that you meet, whatever. But if you keep that in mind to be ambassadors of compassion, and hopefully that changes your mindset over a period of time, so that you're always thinking that way. you
Yeah.
know. And so you're going to approach your work that you do and your personal life that way, and you're going to almost become like a born-again Amway salesman who's always looking for that. You imagine
opportunity.
they're always looking for that opportunity. Like, yeah. So that's a thinking. I mean, I was in Amway a couple of times. Please forgive me. I know I have sinned. But that's the thinking. So if your mindset is there, and that's in your mind, it's coming from your heart. If your mindset's there, then you're going to be looking for that opportunity to educate people and to look at changing laws and all that. So let's talk a little bit about Lyndon.
Oh dear.
The pressure's on now.
There's no notes.
Anna says, "Go Lyndon," and
Thanks, Anna.
Danny says, "Very powerful quote." Yes,
All of them.
we are the change that we've been waiting for. That's a
Get
quote
that
she
as a
was told me.
tattoo.
Get that as a tattoo. Yeah. And Dave says, "You guys are the best."
Yeah,
I'd hate to meet the worst. No, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Lyndon,
Yeah.
what was your vegan awakening?
Oh man, I would love to say that I was vegan from birth, but I was not.
That's all right.
Yeah. Looking back, there's a really key point where everything I thought about animals was just absolutely shattered.
And that's common.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, I always respected the environment and wildlife, and really thought that those things were important to protect.
Yeah.
And I still ate meat, still ate eggs, still ate dairy.
Yeah.
And
So
looking
you
back,
had, okay, so you had your ideals,
yes,
but they weren't a complete.
yeah, and I was surrounded
Sure.
by people who were vegetarian and
Oh.
were vegan. Yeah, so my sister was vegetarian for quite a while, and I had a
Okay.
few friends who were vegetarian,
Okay.
but it didn't click.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't make the connection.
No,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in the back of my head, I'm like, that's good, but not something that I had to do. And
Okay.
I was traveling in China, and I ordered sweet and sour pork, which was my favorite dish.
Right.
And just the way that the restaurant was set up, they chopped up the pig in front of me.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Jeez, I didn't see that coming.
no,
And neither did you.
neither did
No,
I. And
wow.
I can still almost just imagine all that glass just shattering in my mind.
Yes.
'Cause
Wow.
there was that, that barrier that I put up
Yeah.
was just gone instantly. I couldn't
Yeah.
eat it.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, I couldn't eat any meat at all because I
Yeah.
realized it was all the same.
Yeah.
All coming from, the same poor animals.
Yeah.
So I was vegetarian for a few years.
Yeah.
And then one day I went to an event, which I'm pretty sure was put on by Animal Liberation, I'm not sure.
Right.
And it was a free screening of the Make the Connection film with the Vegan Society of the UK.
Okay. Yes, I think I know the one you're talking about.
It's on
yes.
YouTube, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent film.
Yes.
Really positive pro-vegan
Yes.
message.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. I do know the one.
Yeah, I'd already
Yeah.
seen, the slaughterhouse stuff. I already had that, but what I needed was just that really good push.
Yeah.
And the excellent thing about that video is it has all these different types of vegans. It's not
Yes,
just
and
one.
it's incredibly well narrated too. It's really.
It's exciting. You want to be vegan after
Yeah.
you watch
Yes.
it.
Definitely. Definitely. It's very informative. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw that at this event, and
Yep.
then
And there was a bit of a Q&A afterwards.
Yeah.
And after that I wanted to be vegan. All my friends went, oh no, Lyndon. Which again, finding on campus
Yeah.
that group.
that support.
That support.
Yes. Yes. Because you then attract the people that are resonating on your level.
Yes.
So that's
to understand.
exactly. If it means if standing up for the rights of animals means losing people that don't understand that,
Yeah.
then
Oh no, they just put up with me now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. And you may have you will have some sort of effect or influence on them.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be there in the back of their mind.
Yeah.
And so at some point that may also turn on the light bulb.
Definitely. And I think just personally from my experience, the most effective vegan advocacy I've had with people one-on-one, so on a personal level, is not talking about it. As strange as that sounds.
Yes.
And then they come to me and they're like,
Yes.
you're not eating
Yes.
dairy? What's that about? And they start asking you the questions.
Yes.
And they control the conversation.
Brilliant.
That's
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a psychological reasoning and technique in that.
Otherwise you see the walls go up instantly.
Yes.
Yes. Protein.
Yeah. And it's almost like you're approaching them at their level by allowing them to come to you. It's really that is fantastic.
And then that way they're getting the information that they want. Because when I first went vegan, I thought everyone was about the ethics. And a lot of people are, and that's a really important reason to be vegan.
Yes.
But that's not what's going to shatter everyone's glass.
Yes, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Because a lot of people think just about themselves.
Yep, their health or the
And their
environment
health.
is a really common one.
The
People
environment is
talk about the
becoming
environment.
more
Yeah.
common. Yes, definitely. So probably I think the majority of the time,
Yeah.
if you get them on their personal level, because people are generally selfish.
Yeah.
So if you get them on talking about their health,
Yeah,
or if
that's a
they're
good
interested in that, because health is deteriorating rapidly for generally across the board. So that's something that people are, you can get people with. Robert says you had a Lisa Simpson moment with the lamb chop scenario, and it's interesting, Robert.
Please link that clip because that is an excellent clip.
But I don't watch The Simpsons, so I don't know the clip. But I do want to, before we run out of time, I do want to actually refer to that the importance of seeing that that animal there in front of you and what was happening to it is what is happening through social media by sharing these videos and these memes and this information so that people are getting to see what they don't get to see through mainstream media.
Definitely.
So they're bringing it home. They're bringing home what you saw in the restaurant.
Yeah.
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 And so, and constantly, daily, I see the results of that from comments
Well,
from
you're
people.
talking about ag gag, like there's a reason.
Yeah, exactly,
There's a reason.
exactly. There's a reason for our gag, because when you see it, when you go behind the walls and see it, suddenly it's like, well, holy hell.
Yeah. Suddenly I'm
You
going to
know.
start putting my money elsewhere, and I did,
Yeah.
which I'm very
Yes,
glad I did.
yes, and you did. And talking about putting our money elsewhere, we're going to have to start winding this up, because it's any of the, while I think about any of the things that we talked about tonight, we will link either yourself,
We'll put our emails up
comments,
as well.
put the emails up. You
Yep.
can do that, and
Okay.
I'll actually put some links into some of the events and that I've mentioned as well. The ones for Sugar Shine and that I mentioned at the beginning of the show,
Yep.
and the Vegan Day Out held by the Cruelty Free Shop in Brisbane. It has been an
Pleasure.
absolute
Thank you so much for
pleasure
having me.
and delight.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you. Been an absolute
Thank you,
pleasure.
everyone.
And
Thanks for your
what
questions.
people, if you've come in late, not only can you rewatch this, but you can actually still ask questions afterwards.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, you can still put questions
Not
in
off-
afterwards.
Not out of it yet.
That's right. And Lyndon will do his best to ignore them.
Goodbye.
And also, this will be up on YouTube within a day or two, and we're getting lots of lovely little likes and thumbs up and
Thanks,
going
everyone.
across the screen. So thank you everyone for your participation tonight. Thank you for being on the show, Lyndon. Next week, and Colleen says, thanks so much. Time for more action. Yes,
Definitely.
we hope that you feel a bit more motivated to,
Yeah.
because that's what it's about. Motivating the existing vegans to do things,
Yep.
and also creating awareness for the pre-vegans to become vegan.
Yep.
So-
Yeah. We've got to get everyone involved.
Got to get everyone involved, because we've got to do something about the rights of animals.
Yes.
And because it's getting, with animals becoming extinct and stuff like that, it's just getting,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
getting
every
ridiculously bad. With
death
the
is a
environment,
tragedy.
every
Yeah.
death's a tragedy. With the environment, with what's happening with the environment, with what's happening with our health, have a look around. It's this radical action called for. Anyway, I went off on a rant then. Jamie says thanks for your time, guys, and Serena says thanks. So next week, episode 17, I'm talking to Jean Daglish from the Jacaranda Animal Advocates Movement. So she will be on. Jean is 82 years old.
Mm.
And do you know Jean?
I
No,
didn't.
she went vegan at the age of 60.
Yeah.
So she's been vegan 22 years, and she's actually was vegetarian from 1967. So that's a pretty amazing
Yeah,
record.
yeah.
And Jean is the most sprightly 82-year-old I think I've come across. So we're going to be talking about what she calls JAM, the Jacaranda Animal Advocates Movement. And so that'll be pretty cool. So that'll be next Tuesday night. That's May the 2nd. So thanks again, Lyndon. Thanks everyone for joining us. This has been episode 16 of the Vegan Hour on Anzac Day. So remember, guys, to live vegan and save lives, and have a great week.
And stay active.
And stay active. And we'll see you soon. Good night.